What's up, y'all? What's going on? It's Tuesday. It's me, Erica. We down here. Here we are. We down at the park. Come on now. And we are talking about nothing today. I just got a few topics I want to talk about. And let's hear. Oh, let me get this. Remember this, honey. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. Let the diva know you stopped by. I'm not gonna start until I park. Until I park. I'm going right here. So, honey, I was just talking to that man, the park man. He acts like he want to cross the street. He has a problem. Let me tell you something about white people in Sacramento. Let me tell you about California being a purple state. Okay? Child. Okay. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm trying to have a good video today. We starting off with a good video today. Okay, so I just got finished listening. Okay, what are y'all doing? What have y'all been up to? What is going on? I tried to watch The Vow last night. I got to the part where they were talking about how they were branded, honey. I need to finish watching it today. It is a mess. The way that they're just easing you into the BS of what this whole. They were grooming them people from the very beginning. I don't understand. I want to do more research on NXIVM because I feel like the way that they groom their people, I feel like that's the way the documentary is going. I feel like I'm being groomed. I'm like, what is this? Like, it's very slow. It's almost like a build up to the bullshit, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, so I did want to talk about, I watched a portion, I think it was like almost 40 minutes of Masika and Hazel on The Conversation. Now, I don't have Zeus. I will not be paying for that application. I will only watch what I can find on YouTube. I'm not going to look for a link. I'm not going to type in and search The Conversation on any of the little things that I use. You see my little thing is up. I thought it was cute the way it just stood up. It was a mistake, but you know, sometimes it'd be cute. To me, it was cute. What was I gonna say? I'm watching this man in the park. I'm watching his ass. Because when I pulled up, he was picking up trash in the parking space, and I'm standing there waiting to come in, and he stops, and then I go like this, like you saw my hand. I push my hand. I'm gonna take a whatchamacallit of his a picture of his license plate. Yeah, because you're not gonna be looking at me crazy. And what you mad at me for? I come to the park. I'm not doing anything. You act like I'm up here flipping trash cans over and putting graffiti on the backboards or some shit. You know, you act like I'm doing sidewalk murals out here. Fuck, I'm sitting in my goddamn car like everybody else. What you got a problem with? I'm trying to tell y'all, these people are crazy, and they be crazy for no reason. Anybody's brain that is just, you know, you just automatically see honey, let me just be quiet. Anyways, Masika and Hazel Lee. Okay. I saw them. Oh, he cut his hair. I saw them last night on YouTube. I was making dinner and I was watching Masika and Hazel Lee. And all I have to say is Masika seems like she's not the smartest person. Like, and I can care. Listen, I can care less about either one of them girls, to be honest. But in the terms of like their behavior, the way that they're behaving, Masika doesn't seem like she's the smartest person. Like, I don't know what it is. She just doesn't seem very smart. Now, I don't know if Hazel, Hazel doesn't seem very smart either in terms of, the decision she's making with her baby and all that stuff. But she came out, she's 2 weeks postpartum, so she still has weight on her. Masika is calling her fat. She's calling her a man. So she had fat phobia, transphobic jokes. She's calling her a man. She's saying that she has balls. She's saying that Devon is gay and calling Devon her girlfriend and saying you bought your man. Hazel Lee was sitting there like, girl. Now Hazel Lee was sitting there like, girl, listen, why are you so obsessed with me on that shit? Girl, Hazel, I don't think anybody is. I don't understand what the beef is. If the beef is going back and forth, so I went back and watched some old Love and Hip Hop clips because I was like, I need to understand. Even though I watched Love and Hip Hop, I don't understand why Hazel and Masika's issue was such a deep thing. The exchange between Masika and Ray J was strange as fuck. Why would you ask him if he gave Princess some oils that you gave him a year ago? And he was like, oh, I think it's still in the car. And she was like, that was over a year ago. So why are you asking him about it? That's more important. Why are you asking him about it? That was weird. Ray J, I guess, seems like he's like, I'm just going to make money off of these Love and Hip Hop beefs. Since we can't film Love and Hip Hop right now, I'm going to put two people in the ring that have beef with each other. That's basically what Ray J and Princess are doing. And if you can make money off these fools, because to me, Ray J always handled Love and Hip Hop as it was a joke. Like it was something to get on TV and to fuck around and be the court jester. You understand what I'm saying? So he's sitting there trying to be serious, but then also, little dog whistles like, it's raw, it's this. Like he wants them to fight. He wants them to argue. He wants, do what you got to do to be number one. Do what you got to do. Doing all like he's trying to pump her up to fucking turn her first trick or something. It was weird. I was like, Ray J is so gross to me, but he is smart enough to do what he does in a business sense. Like most men are not most men, a lot of men who are smart in business are very rarely smart in how they relate to women. And being that Brandy and Sonia don't really hold him accountable in public for his actions, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth whenever I talk about Ray J. But he's sitting there talking to Masika and Hazel. Hazel's outfit was horrible. I don't know what she had on. Hazel would have looked really pretty in like a caftan. I don't know why you want to wear these tight clothes. You just had a baby. And she looked horrible. She looked awful. And I'm not saying that dress was not for you. That was not for you. It was not for you. It just didn't go with your body shape. It would have been cute if Hazel had on like a caftan and some like real big body curls in her hair, like looking like a mother. Like, honey, I'm out here. I just had a baby in your full goddess glory. You hear me? But whatever, honey, you want to come with a ponytail like you going to the club and this tight ass thing, girl, whatever. Masika claimed that she had on Versace. I hope she did, but the seams if you looked at her dress, the seams, the material was not matching. And if you know anything about designer clothes and how they're constructed, the way that the seams, the design will match, even though the sleeve has been cut, even though there's a seam right here to connect the sleeve to the shoulder, the pattern will match. Masika, not so much. I don't know why I don't know, it was a camera angle and it was like kind of on her back. I was like, oh no, the pattern's not matching. So good morning. The pattern's not matching. And so I was like, okay. So they said she looked cheap. She looked like a hooker or whatever. She looked all right. Masika, her blonde hair, I don't know. She just came off. Hazel was like, I know you had a rough week, and this was just coming off of Masika getting fired for going online and acting like she was kidnapped, and it really caused a stir, and they didn't like the joke that was being made or whatever, and so she was released from her assignment. But then Masika said in this thing that the lady came back and apologized or whatever. So whatever the thing is, Masika sits down and she says to Hazel, I didn't know you were still pregnant. Congratulations. Like that kind of stuff. You don't mean that. You want to fight this woman. So don't say anything. But my thing is, you're mad at Hazel because Hazel said, question whether or not Fetty Wap of all people, and then you went on to fight with somebody else about Fetty Wap. What's the other girl's name? The girl who said that she was actually sex trafficked. What's that girl's name? Sky something. Alexis Sky. Alexis. With the little baby. Fetty, well, that turned out that's not Fetty Wap's baby, right? I don't know. I have no idea. I really don't. So, but I remember her arguing with her. So y'all arguing off. Hazel was like, bitch, he can't see. Was that this? He can't see you. He got one eye. He can't even, and he see every other bitch but you. Bitch. I said, Hazel. Bitch, I'm dragging his ass and your ass in one thing. Bitch, he see every bitch but you. That was funny to me. I'm sorry, that was funny to me. But Hazel, you're so mad because she questioned the paternity of your child. And didn't he? I don't know. I've never seen Masika's child or whatever, but Masika doesn't seem smart, and she doesn't seem like, I feel like after 4 years, you feel like the only resolve is to fight and throw glass. First of all, whose house is that y'all in tearing shit up? Like, that shows me like you are less than smart. Like, you're sitting in someone else's home. This is not a set. This is not a restaurant. This is not, even if in a restaurant, you throwing stuff in somebody's house, like, girl, I see family pictures on the wall. You understand what I'm saying? I'm seeing pictures. Maybe it's a house they use to film porn and shit. I don't know. It might be somebody's house because people rent their houses out to do shit like that. You understand, right? And will never live in the house at all. And this is just a house. Y'all want to do whatever you want to do it for. You can be used for whatever you want to do it for. Just clean up when you're done. You understand? But Masika is throwing stuff. She threw the thing at Hazel. She wants Hazel to apologize. Now, that's the only thing, going back and looking at the video, she's been asking for Hazel to apologize for 4 years. Hazel's looking at her like, girl, I don't have to apologize to you. And then Hazel mentions the daughter again. She said, and then she kept saying, I know that, I'm sure your daughter is proud of you. And she got so mad. She got like in her chest with her anger. Like, she's really does not like Hazel E. And she doesn't have a likable personality. She just doesn't have a likable personality at the end of the day. Somebody who walks around that thinks that everybody they come in contact with is a hater. I don't like that. Is like childish as hell. And you too old for that. Like, well, you're not too old for that because, every time we say somebody is too old for something, we're thinking about their chronological age and not their emotional age. And sometimes those don't match, right? Not everybody's chronological age and emotional age match. They don't go together. We would like for everybody, we would like that, but people have things they have to deal with that they haven't dealt with, and so they approach situations in their adulthood with the same approach as when they were children, or how they learned to do it when they were children and never was corrected, right? So standing up, wanting to fight, like, you after 4 years cannot sit there and verbalize why you want Hazel to apologize. Like, girl, listen, you and I have gone back and forth. Apparently, Hazel believes that she brought Masika onto the show by being her friend, Then Masika went and worked with Young Berg, who was utterly disrespectful to, but we see a pattern of your choice in partners, Hazel. You choose these young men who you think, I don't know, maybe you think you could, well, Devon is tall, but he's young, but you think that you can control them, and you probably have some control issues. And that's not okay, but you need to get help, maybe. I don't know. Everybody can get help, really. But then you sitting there, and she really wasn't doing much. But some people just have a way of pushing your buttons. And then, like, even Masika wasn't able to see, like, oh, she kept talking, and when I wasn't triggered. If you knew that what she was trying to do was trigger you, then why did you react like that? That makes me feel like you're less than smart. If you have the awareness to know that somebody is doing something on purpose to you in order to see you react in a way, why do you react in that way? So Masika, I don't know, and you're like, it's the ageism jokes, it's the fat jokes, it's the transphobic jokes, it's the homophobic jokes. But then I went back and I watched those other clips, and Hazel was doing the same exact thing to Masika. I think Masika had just had her baby, and she was saying she was fat. She called her Mansika. Like the to insult somebody like that, like, it's to me, I feel like it's weird. It's weird to just be like, oh, you're a man. Like, that's supposed to, I mean, I guess it isn't, I was gonna say, I guess it is an insult, but to say it in a way where you're like, oh, you used to be a man, and your boyfriend is your girlfriend, and you paid to have a girlfriend, and we know that your man is gay, and stuff like that. And then Hazel kept saying, it's my husband, it's my husband. Not much of a husband. Y'all be throwing just to say, y'all buy the whole man, and then turn around and be like, oh, it's my husband. Like, it wasn't a whole set. It's not a whole setup. It's not something y'all just set up. I don't get it. But I was like, Masika and Hazel, I don't get it. I just don't understand it. I don't get the beef. I don't understand why you want her to apologize for questioning the paternity. Like, what did that affect? What negative effect on your life did her saying that have on your reality? What happened? By Hazel saying what she said, like, they actually probably, well, they really don't need a mediator. Actually, they don't need a mediator, because it's really nothing to mediate. These are just two women who just do not like each other, and they antagonize each other, and that's what they're gonna do. Hazel says Masika be in the comments. I believe it. I believe that every time somebody says something about Hazel, Masika has something to say. So I believe that, and to Hazel's credit, girl, like, why you always got shit to say? I don't know why I believe that, even though Hazel is one that thinks everybody is a hater. Everybody is hating on her. She did that when she went to marriage boot camp. Everybody's hating on her. I'm the only A-list person here. And if you really want to get technical, the person, whatever, that's irrelevant. So I really just thought it was just a waste of time. So that's it. That's all I got to say about it. Then Candace Owens and Cardi B got into it, going back and forth. First of all, I did not know that Candace Owens was pregnant. Number one. Number two, I didn't know she was married. Number three, and he's a white man. I thought you... First of all, Candace Owens has this podcast, and on her podcast, I have never seen a black woman or a woman of color on her podcast. She has black men all the time and white men all the time. And I don't even think I've seen any white women on her show. I don't think I've even seen any women on her show. Let's just say that. But definitely not black women. She doesn't invite, from what I've heard, she doesn't invite black women. And I have a feeling that she doesn't invite black women on the show who are in the same lane as she is because she knows that the shit that she spews is a bunch of white nationalist ideologies, and somebody will call her to the carpet. Like, she wouldn't dare sit down with an Angela Rye. She wouldn't do that. She could not spew her talking points with somebody like Angela Rye. Do you understand what I'm saying? Even with Wendy from Potomac, you can't sit down with somebody who has the numbers and all of that stuff and who is enmeshed into politics. You cannot do so. She won't invite a black woman onto her show. However, she will target someone she thinks is less than smart. And here comes Cardi B. A lot of people believe that Cardi B is not smart. Even with her saying in her things, she was projecting what she feels that Joe Biden feels about Cardi B. You're an idiot. He's making fun of you. That's what, and then like she comes back and she signs a book to her. You are promoting a book, so you figure you would touch the loudest person that you can touch to get to cuss your ass out. And so that you can monetize off the emotional reaction of black people. Right? And that's what white folks do. And that's what the people in the media do. That's what corporations do. They know that black people emotionally react to things. And in that emotional reaction, they have a collective roar that will bring attention to whatever you're promoting. I'm taking down this man's truck number. I'm taking down his truck number with his stovepipe legs. That was funny when y'all told me that Karen called them stovepipes, because it reminded me as soon as y'all said what it was, because I couldn't hear what she said because she was putting something close to her mouth and I didn't have the subtitles. But I think about those gas or coal stoves that are in like old cabins that have that big black thing that goes up into the house so they can let the steam and the smoke out. That's what I thought about. Yeah. That's what I thought about. Anyways, so what were we saying? So Candace Owens is really just going after Cardi B to promote her book. That's it. That's what she's trying to do. Candace Owens, she's just a mess. She's really a mess, and it's really sad. Cardi said, I ain't never had no white dick, but it can't be that good to make you just turn on your people the way you have turned on your people. Like, and then it's crazy because she uses the same exact talking points. Now, I'm not saying that Candace Owens is a dumb woman or anything. Candace Owens is not stupid. She's not stupid. She's not. However, she's not smart enough to sit. She's good when it's just her, right? She has anybody challenging her. It's good to go with men, right? Because they will toe a line with her. Black men, they toe a line with Candace Owens when they go on her show. And the fact that a lot of people are like, oh, Cardi B don't need to be talking about politics and things like that. I feel like if I vote and I pay taxes, I can speak on whatever politics I want to speak on. But don't tell me I can't talk about it, right? Don't tell a person who votes and who pays taxes, who's registered to vote and pays taxes, who's a citizen, born in the United States, the whole shit is political, everything. to not talk about politics. It doesn't even make sense to even make that suggestion. Now, like I said, she's coming after Cardi B because she doesn't believe Cardi B is smart. That's the only reason. That is the only reason. And it's so gross. It's so gross because it's like, girl, what are you doing? Cardi want to say what she want to say. She should have ignored Candace Owens. She should have ignored her. But Cardi B and her, she isn't the best at ignoring people who come after her. And that's just what it is. It's ridiculous. I heard this audio this morning of Sin Santana and Joe Budden going back and forth on a recorded conversation, talking about him wanting to fix his family and her not allowing or blocking avenues to fix his family. She talked about not trusting him. She said the word drag, so you can drag me. I don't know what she meant by that. She said he's lied about everything. So she wasn't clear or specific either. Like I said, I don't know if Joe Budden is about to try to buy NBC or what's going on, but every person, we've seen Joe on television, on our television screens for how many years now? And we see that he enjoys the company and partners with women who look a certain way, typically Afro-Latinas. It's funny because Sin said that black men cater to Latin women. It was funny when I listened to that clip again, because at the end, Angela goes, Sin goes, you can keep the white man, you can keep the Hispanic man, give me the black man. And Angela, the last statement in the recording, the video that I saw, Angela said, oh, she wants to be treated badly. And it ends. I said, oh, shit. But Joe's on the line begging and pleading for his family. Sin was like, it's over. We don't have nothing to talk about between me and you. We're talking about our child support, having somewhere for him to stay, and something else she said, and visitation. Me and you, it's done. Let me tell you something. What I did say about Sin Santana during all of this stuff going on with Joe Budden is that she's young, 25, 26 years old, right? Joe Budden is what, 40, right? Yes, day before, 3 days ago, he turned 40. This girl's 26 years old. What I have noticed, and I don't know if I've mentioned it on here, but what I have noticed is there is an awareness of women of a certain age in their early 20s, when they usually 22, 23, 24, 25, get caught up with an older man who manipulates them in a way because they haven't had contact with a man like this yet, right? They haven't come in contact. They haven't had the age. They haven't had the chance to come across someone like Joe Budden. And when they come across these men, they have a way to manipulate and then ultimately change the perception of this young woman, change her perception of men, right? And then she begins to see men in a different way based on the manipulation of an older man, right? This older man knows that this young woman has not come in contact with somebody like him. She can't even see his ass coming, right? And what I've said the other day was that there is an awareness of men and young men and women now that they're understanding this, what is going on. They see it, what's happening. I don't know if it comes with the internet or access, to social, or the access to hear other women's stories, to see how men are socialized to operate and relate to women. But I said it. Sin has said the most ignorant shit about, right? She said black men cater to, that's ignorant as hell, right? it might seem like it, like I said the other day, it might seem like you're being catered to. You know, white women, they feel the same way, but then they end up walking down the street with a stroller, pregnant, and one dragging behind, and everybody's hairline is fucked up, right? So you know that you're not being treated any differently. However, you're told that in order to give you a false sense of security that somehow this black man has dismissed a black woman and has chose you, and somehow you are better than, and he is catering to you. But lo and behold, you see that he has treated you no different than he treated that black woman, right? We know that that's another scheme. It's another scam, right? What I said about these younger women, I'm watching them 22, 23. They understand, and they're not putting up with it as long as women before them, right? Like I said on those videos that are now in YouTube's rotation of Joe and Tahiri, is that we are seeing how Joe gaslighted, manipulated. And if you've ever been gaslighted and somebody's trying to manipulate your reality by saying that what they're doing to you, they're not doing to you, right? I'm not doing that to you. I just want peace in my house. I just want peace in my house. That they are doing, you can become extremely angry at that person. What I feel that these younger women, and when I say extremely angry, I'm thinking about Tahiri being as angry as she is, because she's been manipulated a lot. And I feel like she's on defense with every man that she comes in contact with, whether she feels like she needs to partner with a man or not. She does not like men. And when men talk to her in a way, she gets very angry because she's been manipulated by men. So she gets angry. You're not going to talk to me any kind of way. So she needs to, you understand what I'm saying? Because I watched how she was reacting with Jonathan. I rewatched that again because of what came out with him. And she was very like, oh no, you're not going to play me. Don't play me. Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. All of that. And when you've been in a relationship with a man who will do that to you, you get triggered by anybody repeating what they did. Like it will take you right back to that, right? Unless you have gone through therapy and you're able to recognize it. These younger girls, if that was Tahiri, Joe had a Tahiri. When he was younger, he had a woman Sin's age at around his age. Tahiri, right? 25 years old. And you're still behaving in a way 15 years ago. You're still behaving in a way to a 25-year-old. Now you're 38, 39, 40 with Sin, and you're still acting the same way with a woman the same age. But she's not sticking around like Tahiri. And maybe you thought because she was younger that you would be able to use the tactics that you used on Tahiri and Esther and Kaylin and Sin. And Sin was able to be like, oh no, bitch, this is not what we gonna do. We are not doing this. And you may go back and you may love him and you may care about him. You had a kid with him. And he's not dumb. He's not dumb. Like she said in this recording, you're very smart, Joseph. You're very smart. But you're behaving in the same way. The girl is saying you lied about everything. Like, again, she wasn't specific. But you're 40 years old, 15 years later, in a relationship with another 25-year-old, behaving in the same way. Behaving in the same way. Lying, manipulating, speaking in riddles, but she's not going to allow you to continue that with her. She's younger. She's same age as Tahiri was when you was doing the same shit to Tahiri. And she's like, no, we're not about to do this. 3 years is all you got out of me, bruh. I'm not about to be going back and forth 7 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, like Tahiri was, 25-year-old girl who was being manipulated and gaslit with this man for years. And you know what's crazy? The internalized misogyny that Tahiri, she went on television. She went on television and was acting like she was holding some medal of honor because she was with Joe when he was his worst. And I'm that ex. Like there's some badge of honor to be proud of. Sin is like, girl, okay. All right, girl. All right, you that ex. I'm that ex too, and I got a baby with him, and he's not changed. Bitch. Whether you thought he would, I don't know. I don't understand, because a lot of people believe, like, they automatically believe the man. They believe, everybody that comes out against Joe is a gold digger. They just want money and all this stuff. But all of them are wrong. All of them are wrong. All of them are lying. None of it is true. He was like, I dragged you. What are you talking about? You know the drill, Joe. When you get accused of something, doesn't matter, deny it. No, that wasn't me. She said she caught you in the phone having inappropriate conversations. That's what it was when they was on Love and Hip Hop. I don't know. And I want to talk about Jessica Krug. Jessica Krug, Krug. This woman who was a history professor who was asked to resign by her department because she has been masquerading as a descendant of Africa. She said that she gaslighted those whom I love and asked to be canceled, and having lived a violent anti-black lie. The irony, this is from CNN, the irony of Krug's revelation. This is white woman has been going around for I don't know how long, years, saying that she is Afro-Cuban, but she's white, Jewish, and from Kansas. She was walking around. They showed a video of her. Did you guys listen to her accent? I wish I would turn my car on. I'm getting ready to get off. But I would turn my car on and let y'all hear it, because she sounded like Marky Mark. I was like, I don't know why. Somebody was like, oh, so this white woman put on burgundy lipstick and y'all thought she was an Afro-Latina? Come on now. I don't understand how all of these women, these white women, go around and their food. Is it, to me, all I could think about, and then maybe I'm just, I just go too far with it, but are you that disconnected from black women that you can't look at a white woman with burgundy lipstick on with a fucked up Boston accent, sounding like a drunk ass Marky Mark, and you can't tell that this woman is not black? Didn't anybody ask her who your people? Who are your people, girl? Anybody ask her, where you from, girl? Where are you from? Where your people from? That everybody else asks. Why you don't ask this white woman where her people is from? Why you didn't ask Rachel Dolezal, where is your people from, girl? Nobody asks. Is that how disconnected we are from black women? That this woman can masquerade, write, and teach. But why can't you do all of that as a white woman? I don't understand it. Why can't you just be like, look, I'm white. I love black American culture. I want to learn about it. And I want to teach history. I want to learn and teach history on black. Jane Elliott does that. She ain't never been like, oh, I'm a black woman. Never. She still stands up for black people. She doesn't go around acting like she's somebody else. That's the problem. That's the problem. Why do you need to behave like you're somebody else? That shit is crazy to me. And then you walking around talking with this crazy accent Bitch, you don't even, and you, listen, we have a certain timbre in our voice where, yes, you sound black. You could tell, but when you could hear a person over the phone, I know you might think, oh, Erica, that's racist or whatever the hell. You can tell when somebody is, we have a tone in our voices. You can code switch all day long, but we see each other. You understand me? And so when we don't, you allow this woman to sound like Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, honey. She sound like she's from Boston, not even Kansas City with this. I wish that I could let y'all hear this lady's accent. She made a video. Honey, go read it on CNN. Here, I'm going to read a little bit from the article on CNN. Here we go. The irony of Krug's revelation is that she was apparently discovered because several Black Latina scholars questioned her identity after a group discussion about the late novelist H.G. Carrillo, who, after his death this year, was revealed not to be Afro-Cuban but African-American by his sister. But it was the violence that Krug, who said in her post that she had grown up as a white Jewish child in Kansas City, had done to her colleagues, peers, and students that hurt the most. The depth of the damage was the most poignantly called out by Yamada Figueroa, associate professor at Michigan State, who comes from a working poor background, growing up in Hoboken, New Jersey. In Washington Post, she said it was disgusting and asserted that many in the academic world are aghast that Krug would perpetuate these lies and gain access into spaces in the academy and their resources. Honey, she done wrote articles for people. Hold on, let me see if this is the video where you could actually hear her talking. Oh yeah, hold on, let me let you hear this woman.
I had no choice.
This is her voice. Listen to her voice.
There's no escape from police violence. Literally, I was trying to think about this earlier this week. Some of my earliest memories in life are of police brutality, right? I remember one summer when I was about 5, walking from the park with my brother, who was about 12 at the time, right, and having the police throw him down on the ground, right? Just a 12-year-old boy. Walking his sister home from the park. So that's been my whole life. When I was a little bit older, but not too much, they shot Amadou Diallo around the corner from my home, right? For those of you who weren't in New York City at the time or might not remember, it was a man who was shot 41 times by undercovers, right? They later found that the first bullet killed him, right? Entered his chest, shredded his aorta. There are bullet holes in the bottom of his feet, right? Is there any level of this violence that's acceptable? No, but there's a particular kind of choreography.
She sound like a black woman to you? Does she even sound like a Latina to you? Because there's a tone in their voices too. Do you understand? That's so crazy to me. That is so crazy to me. And you looking at this woman, and like the article says, that they're questioning your heritage because, girl, who are your people? That's it. That's all. That's all. Where your people from? That's all you got to ask. Why don't y'all ask these questions to these people? There's nothing wrong with that. And can she be a white woman teaching black history? Sure she can. If she's gone to school and done stuff and took her classes and got her degrees or whatever she needs in order to say, I have the experience and the knowledge and I've read these books and here is the proof that I know these things or whatever. There's nothing wrong with learning history and teaching it. There's nothing wrong with it. But when you go around and start acting like you somebody else, to me, I feel like as white women, you feel like, and it's not, no, let me not even say, because there's a lot of people that go around who act like there's something in order to gain something. Didn't Rachel Dolezal try to sue her school because they wouldn't give her Was it her? Who was that? That she tried to sue the school. I think that was Rachel Dolezal. I have to look it up. Look at all these crows coming. Child, I gotta go. But, and a seagull. Girl, you around here pretending to be black. I'm canceling myself. Girl, shut up. All of that privilege is coming out. Girl, the privilege to walk around and to get access into spaces. And then to turn around and say, you know what? I'm not black. The jig is up. I cancel myself. Girl, no, you're going to understand what cancel means. You really going to have an understanding of what it means. And it's not going to be at your hands. It's not. It's not. Y'all go look up Jessica, Krug. I want y'all to listen to her walking down the street. She did some Zoom meeting, walking down the street, and she sounded like Marky Mark. Do you hear me? And the Funky Bunch. Hold on. I'm about to find it. I can't let y'all go without hearing Marky Mark. Girl, this girl don't even sound. Here she go. Oh, hold on. How you spell Wahlberg? Shit. Here she go.
Sold my fucking neighborhood to developers and gentrifiers. So I got a couple things to say, and when y'all come on and tell me my time stops, fuck out of here. It's been 7 hours. Not only did I have to listen to these cops, and not just the cops, but to be honest with y'all, city council members, you posing like you opposing them for your sound bites, for your social media, for your re-election campaigns. Fuck out of here. You've been supporting the cops in the pandemic when the MTA was strapped and you supported putting more cops on the MTA. Fuck out of here. We know where you're coming from, and we know what these little photo opportunity bullshits are. I also want to call out all these white New Yorkers who waited 4 hours with us to be able to speak and that did not yield their time to black and brown indigenous New Yorkers who thought that their sense of, I thought cops was here to protect us, but I guess they're not. Boy, you think that this sort of like shock and empathy thing is the move.
Boy.
Okay. So a couple of things. You was talking about
who talks like that?
Sold my fucking neighborhood to developers and gentrifiers.
Boy, we don't even talk like that. That's what I'm saying, bitch. The jig is up. How did y'all? I don't understand. I don't know. I just be wondering, how do people not clock folks like that? Like, I'm not talking about a light-skinned black woman. I mean, I guess we can talk about black people passing. I don't know. For some reason, white people try and pass it. I mean, she did it. Would I be able to tell? Like, where are y'all that nobody was able to tell? I'm thinking to myself, I'm looking at her like, girl, you don't sound like nobody. Where are your people from? That's it. Are they from where? Because you Afro-Latina. Where are they from? By where? Where are your people from? Girl, I don't care what y'all say. That sounds crazy to me. I gotta go 50 minutes. All right, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. We'll get down in the comments. Girl, where are your people from? Fuck out of here. Girl, you sound like you on the damn Mark Wahlberg show. Donnie and them. Girl, bye. All right, y'all. Peace.